fucking cars here. I think she's calling cops. Odd her to have the door locked and the thing down this late. Fuck it, let's just go on. Pretty good.
Why didn't you show up Friday night?
I had to pick up my uncle. I called him up and said that I'm stuck going from Pensacola to, you know, what you call it.
I don't know what the judge is going to do.
I understand. I have some paperwork I need to file though. So.
I'm not filing it today. I'm off today.
Yeah.
What kind of paperwork you got?
It's just, I got a complete standard appeal. I have everything, 2 court rules that needs to be done. Extenuating circumstances, I have motion to hearing.
The appeal, your appeal has expired.
The only problem with that is that I've sent the judge of the State Bar Association, Chipper Hare, and you. I have videotapes on many of y'all. I have evidence, and I've been wanting a fair day in court. I keep asking for a fair day in court.
Read that sign right there, no cell phones allowed.
Okay.
You take your cell phone and put it outside if you're going to speak to me.
All right.
Okay.
Davenport, right? The only thing about it is, you know, I mean, I'll go, you can call the judge or whatever. I'll call him and I'll talk to him to call Chipper. I'm going over to talk to George Elbrick if he's in chambers as well, because
yeah, he's in the day.
Yeah, it's it. I kind of figured it'd be a rough day to get anything done. But regardless of which, like I said, I'm trying to do this the honest way. All right. I know y'all may be thinking I'm trying to be a stink about this, but I've been wanting a trial from the get-go. I've been wanting to do this the right way. I wanted to have my voice heard. All right. That attorney, Ben Brown, that was appointed to me, he did every single thing that I did not want him to do. Everything that we met and we talked and discussed and agreed that we were going to do in court didn't get done. He didn't want to do anything for me. I had no choice to do what I was doing there in court and just plead guilty and get out, get another attorney and go about it a different way, because that man was no help, no fire for me whatsoever. All I want to do is just go to court and be heard. That's all I want to do. When I came in here with the 2 sheets of documents the first time, I was trying to do it just a quick, simple way. Just, you know, politely, just whatever. I didn't think it was going to turn into an ordeal. And now, I mean, I have everything per Alabama court. I would have literally had to have paid an attorney $5,000 to do this. I study law. I'm very proficient at it. And I'm not saying that to throw anything up or be ugly or nothing, but I put a lot of work, a lot of time and effort. I've looked up all the laws that govern this. I have everything to where it needs to be. I even posted the surety. I have that.
What did you post?
I have we both own a home in Frisco, and I have a.
But your appeal time is over.
I get that, all right, and there's extenuating circumstances in it, and I have...
Is all that for me?
Yes, I have motion for hearing, all right, and that governs and goes over the extenuating circumstances between the filings and what went on between the first court date, the second court date, and this court date. Motion for informal office. I have the affidavit of hardship, motion to withdraw, reinstate charges, notice of appeal, affidavit of appeal, appellate briefing. I have every single thing to the T.
But the judge, when y'all were in there,
I know he said it's too late, there's nothing you can do. I know better than that. I'm not about to argue with the man when he's going to let me out of jail so I can go do my paperwork.
Well, he won't be back in his office and probably until after the 1st. So hang on to that, so there's nothing I can do.
All right. Well, see, the thing about it is that once again, it is time sensitive. I mean, even if you don't do anything about it, just you taking and entering it for the record is all that needs to be done. I mean, that's the only proper way to do it. I mean, I know you can't do you can't do anything about it. I understand that. It's all up to him. The only thing about that too is, that he needs to be notified. I have his notification in here that I have sent these matters to the state bar for review, governing what has went on and transpired from there to now. And with that being said, until the state bar makes a decision, himself and Chipper Hare also barred from any further action, and it will be transferred to another judge due to conflict. All right, and I know you think that I'm playing a game with all this. The thing is that I want a trial. I've been begging for a trial. That's all I want is a trial.
I'll be back in the office tomorrow.
Okay.
So you can come back tomorrow, okay? Because I'm officially off.
I don't blame you.
Supposed to be off today, and I got called in on another matter. So this is not a call out for this, okay?
All right. The only thing I could ask in the present until tomorrow, we can talk and put this down. If we can refrain from doing anything, warrants and whatnot, I'm not going anywhere. I have rights to the community. I have several big money, several $100,000 cases sitting at that courthouse with civil suits. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not going to do anything today because I am off. My family is here.
All right, but just for the record, I am here today going to file this paperwork. I'll be here tomorrow when you're off. I don't want to cause you any problems. It's a holiday. I hope you enjoyed your Christmas.
We'll see y'all.
Good. How was your Christmas, Mr. Davenport?
All right.
That's good.
Quiet. Fairly quiet.
How was the police station? Did everybody behave themselves?
Fairly quiet.
Well, that's good.
It could have been quieter.
Hey, I tell you what, Christmas in the city where we're from is a riot. Oh. Man, be lucky you're in Monroeville.
Yeah, I am. I'm glad. Thankful for that.
Hey, God bless, man.
Take care.
About what time do you think you'll be here tomorrow? Or what's a good time to show up when you'll have a free moment?
About 10.
All right. I'll see you at 10.
Okay.
Drive safe. She's like, fuck that shit. I ain't dealing with this shit today. I don't blame her.
Now what?
Go to the courthouse. Cause all this shit's got to get filed for Jack.
Can I go get something to drink real quick?
Sure. It was funny too. Did you see Davenport nodding? When he's like, "Yeah, he ain't going anywhere."
Yeah, Davenport, no, they all know that you're not going to go nowhere.
All right, I gotta, because this is going to be posted to the internet. All right, as I have previously been trying to do, is motion to withdraw my plea and restate my charges. I have another video that covers this that we have talked about. We are still dealing with this as of December 26th, and the first couple of documents that I had were in rights, kind of Mickey Mouse, but they would have still got what I wanted to get done and at least get it started. But for what I have here, I have a motion to withdraw a plea. Straight to per Alabama court records, court rules, notice of appeal, the affidavit of appeal, the appellate briefing, motion for rehearing, petition to stay sentence, motion for form of pauperous, and affidavit of hardship. I have done every single thing that an attorney would have done if I would have had to have paid him $5,000. Everything that I have typed, that I have here, even though that I'm not an attorney, I do get a little bit of leniency for not being an attorney, for being pro se. But beside all that, everything I have is per Alabama court rules, all proper, with no issues, no typos, no anything wrong with it. It is exactly what another attorney would do to me if I retained him. And I am still currently trying to get these documents filed. I have sent Chipper Hare, Pat Bowen, the lady you just saw, and the judge to the State Bar Association for review. Due to these actions that they've had against me, see the previous videos. This Pat Bowen lady has issued warrants for my arrest for court dates that are in the future that are non-existent. An example, she charged me with contempt of court on the 5th for a court date on the 30th that didn't even exist. I think what she was trying to do was a failure to appear, alright, for turning myself in for my sentence after I've already turned all my paperwork in previously, but the Mickey Mouse version of all this. Because this is the good old South, some small little town. These are all governing some traffic tickets and Class C misdemeanors, punishable up to 90 days in jail. You know, but regardless of with all that being said, is she put a warrant out for my arrest, but she predated it. She predated a warrant, all right, for predated actions that haven't happened. All right, that's a really, really big no-no. You're not allowed to do that. That is so beyond procedural misconduct. It's not even funny. But on top of that, we also have the fact that Chipper Hare filed motions to reinstate my cases, you know, kind of like I wanted, so I can't really say too much there, other than the fact that he did it outside of procedure. I gotta go in there. Outside of procedure. This lady, Pat Bowen, that we're speaking of, refused to file my documents, held my documents for several days, refused to give me my case numbers, created Jim Crow laws to prohibit me financially from getting my case numbers. A big old ordeal. But in that time frame, my documents were not filed for a court of record to initiate the events due to procedure through Alabama court rules. I first have to file a motion that then creates the chain of events, i.e. then the DA motion to reinstate my charges. He reinstated my charges, alright, 36 hours before I even got my stuff finally filed. Alright. Well, I don't really see that too much of a big deal, but it is procedural misconduct, alright? That's the only way that I could say it. Sorry, Chipper, it is what it is, if you're seeing this. I have to use everything I can for me at this. I've been begging you guys for a trial, alright? To be able to bring these things up, alright? Or, like I told you before, there is no jail time, alright? I'm not going to go to jail for things that didn't do, alright? I understand that a few of them tickets you got me for driving without a license, alright, but all the other crap that got stirred up with Alfred, alright, that Alfred has stirred up against me as soon as he took that office, I didn't do. All that was him running out just picking, alright, doing things that he should not have been doing, just being a cat stink. So, with all that being said, we also have the judge granting Chipper Hare's motion to reinstate my charges, alright, and bound me over for a new trial inside city court, not on direct appeal. Well, about 2 weeks after that, 3 weeks after that, somewhere within there, I was placed in jail on a warrant to failure to appear to turn myself in for my 90 days, when, in fact, I still haven't got a court date to hear any of my motions, and I was resentenced, and all the dates and all the times and everything changed, alright, without the trial. So, here's the big one. You have the judge, alright, that just reinstated all my charges, alright, as per DA's request, when he denied my motion to reinstate my charges, alright, without comment. The DA motions to reinstate my charges, and he grants them without comment. So, I mean, if that's not bias, I don't know what the hell is. But the big problem we got with this Danny White judge out of Bruton is he bound me over for a new trial inside city court, not on direct appeal, and bound me over for a new trial. He then, a few weeks later, has me arrested, all right, gets me up in front in this little office with nobody around but an officer who has already tased me, assaulted me several times previously, which is once again why I want this trial so bad, because he's one of the bad apples in this bunch that need to get sorted out, all right, and you know who you are, all right, and he resentenced me. So as soon as he bound me over for a new trial, the completely new succession of events begins. Motion for discovery, motion for preliminary hearing. Unfortunately, city court doesn't get preliminary hearings, only felony cases do in district and circuit, but that's neither here nor there. The whole entire procedure gets started over, all right? It gets wound back to zero. All right, I didn't get any evidence. I asked for evidence. No evidence was given to me. And then my attorney that literally just pretty much forces me into pleading guilty. All right, and when I say force, it's not like he put a gun to my head and told me to plead guilty. But retrospectively, he did. Because first of all right, he didn't have any evidence. He knew there was no evidence. He didn't tell me that there wasn't any evidence. All right, the only thing that he was going to do was either A, do a plea with me for jail time, or do a trial at that time that we knew we were not prepared for, which that date was not supposed to be a trial date. That date was going to be just a procedural date for facts of hearing of what's going to be going on, how we're going to address this, what can we address here, for instance, well, do you have your insurance and registration and what do you have for your cars? Yes, I do. Okay, we can get rid of those tickets. All right. Do you want to go ahead and take care of, we want to split these cases in groups. This set of cases right here, all right, those were supposed to be split in a group by themselves, and we were going to hold a trial on them. And then the traffic tickets, because I have all my insurance, I got all my registration, I had a few tickets for driving without a license. That's it. No speeding, no reckless driving, no anything like that. Just these folks pulling me and my family over out the blue, targeting my vehicles, which I have several. I got like 4 or 5 cars. And just pulling us over willy-nilly. And I proved this fact that I sent several people driving all my fleet of vehicles around town, and both of them got pulled over. And still got pulled over. So it's not that they're saying that, oh, well, I'm driving or anything like that and just pull me over. They're just pulling the vehicle over because they know it's mine. It's called profiling. It's highly illegal. It's unconstitutional. All right? Which is one of the aspects that need to be rose in a trial format for the things that I want to address. You can't profile an individual in the United States. They may think and convolute you into believing that they can and lie to you and make you think, all right, and brainwash your ass into thinking they can do that. Well, guess what? There are people in the United States like me that are smarter than that know they can't do that. You can't stalk, harass, all right, people, all right, just because you have a badge. You can't freaking go ahead and assault and tase people, all right, for absolutely no reason when they're of no danger to you whatsoever, all right? I.e., I get tased in the Sally Port, in the jail, all right, when I have my back turned to the officer walking towards the door to go into the main part of the jail. All the doors are already up. I'm already locked in the facility, all right. I'm not fighting the officer. He got extremely physical with me, and I moved my shoulder out away from him and said, man, stop touching me. And I walked towards the back of the car. I looked at one of the bailiffs that I know. I said, hey, what's up, Mr. Hollis? How you doing? How's the family been? And next thing you know, I'm getting tased in my back. So that's a big deal. How are you going to go ahead? You use a taser to subdue a violent individual for their own protection and yours. All right? Well, when you're and then charge me with resisting arrest on top of that. I cannot be charged resisting arrest when I'm already in custody. All right, and I have a tape that's already should be on my YouTube. All right, with these ones. All right, that show on that particular date, I calmly came outside my house. Keep in mind, this is for a Class C misdemeanor that the captain of the police force filed against me for harassing him. Because I told him and left a message to stop harassing me and stop stalking me. So I call the captain up, tell him to stop harassing and stop stalking me and follow me all around town, and my family. And then I'm the guy that gets a charge put on me for harassment. It just doesn't work. You know, but anyways, I calmly come, and then they charge me with eluding the police as well. All right, when it's kind of hard to elude the police when you're on the phone with them. On that particular date and evening, I was on the phone with the police in my house, asking them why there were police in my yard. All right, and then once I was told I had a warrant, all right, that I need to come outside, I calmly came outside, turned around, had the cuffs put on me. All right, and went down to the jailhouse. My cuff fell off me, all right? The cop didn't even put the cuffs on me right. They were big as crap, all right? And as I was moving around the back seat, the damn cuff came off. And I told the guy going into the Sally Port, I was like, look, man, I said, you can't even put a damn handcuff on right. You know, I said, man, just get us into the jail, shut the hell up, and let me go to jail, all right? And then we don't need to talk anymore. I get out the car. He viciously grabs a hold of me and drags me out the car and throws me against the vehicle. Keep mine in custody in the Sally Port, doors down, all right? And I told the gentleman several times, I said, there's no need for this. There's no need for that. Stop. Leave me alone. Stop touching me. And he keeps manhandling me, so I brushed away from him, and I went to walk my ass into the jail, waving at the cop saying, hey, how you doing? And then this man goes ahead and pulls a taser out and tases me from behind. You know, those are the type of things that I need to address in these hearings. You know, I understand that I may be guilty of driving a vehicle without a license. I understand that there's a punishment attached to that. All right? I get that. All right? And God forbid if they slam the worst, they hit me with the worst, and I got to do, you know, a year, day for day with good time, which is freaking in this state, 90 days. All right? Something like, no, that's 120 days. But regardless of which, as long as I get my voice heard, all right, over these misdemeanor cases that I flat out didn't do at all, did not do, and were all products of harassment, all right, from the police department, initiated and instigated by name Alfred Carter, whom we've had a direct relationship, and my family is the key reason he lost his grant money from the Department of Justice, $4 million a year. All right, he was a door-kicking and monster. He was kicking people's door in left and right, willy-nilly, just because he thought they had something, or he felt they had something, or he's setting them up for one of their little friends at the courthouse at that time, because it was a pretty bad crew. We've got a not-so-great crew that just moved in now, too. You know, other than Jack Weaver and George Elbrick, them two individuals, I think, are the only two straight-shooting, honest people in that courthouse. You know, and the secretaries in the office, and the circuit clerk's office, they're really nice. Bob Macmillan, I can't say too much about, all right? And I won't say too much about because I don't have any direct facts that I have seen eye for eye of putting him in any ill will. Other than I know that in the previous past, Monroeville has had a knack for, how should you say, doctoring jury notifications and jury duties and ballots in the past. You know, is Bob Macmillan part of that or culpable of that type of activity? I don't know. So I won't put any bad mud on the face for that man because I can't speak for him. But as far as everybody at that courthouse, there's only one attorney in town, 2 attorneys, 3 attorneys in town that I actually believe are halfway square. All right? Or at least they got a heart about them. They actually do kind of care about their job a little bit. All right, and that's Lori Womble, Sonia Simpson, and Judge Sanchez. Well, excuse me, and Attorney Sanchez. He's running for judge for district to take Georgia's spot, and I really hope he gets it. They got the new mayor fired Judge Sanchez when he was the judge in this town for well over 10 years. Everybody loved him. The whole community loved him as a judge. He was really fair. He was really honest. He didn't beat around the bush. He knew you couldn't squeeze blood out of a turnip. He did the right thing for this community. As soon as this new mayor got hired and came into office, they immediately fired him. All right, without cause, because it's a right to hire job. which I personally think is wrong. The guy, the gentleman literally just got thrown out of office this first week after the election, which wasn't cool. And then they go ahead and appoint a 26-year-old, 27-year-old, all right, on the bench for city judge that has never had any type of judging experience whatsoever. Or, excuse me, judging experience. Judicial experience. Judicial experience, all right, let alone him actually hold over any trials. I don't know or seen the man do one trial, all right? So how do you take an attorney that's still relatively fresh out of law school, all right, who's only 27 years old, that doesn't have a lot of experience, has never held a felony trial in his life, all right, or any severe major cases that you could really shake a stick at, all right, be put on the bench, all right, to be a judge, to judge over people? It doesn't make any sense, but this is the way Monroeville works. These people here are fucking crazy. So, with all that being said, as you've seen, the magistrate went and put a kibosh truce for today. I still have all these documents. That still need to be gone through. Spent a lot of work in it. Ignorance of the law is no excuse, so I'm definitely not ignorant. I'm not an attorney. There may be some errors in here, but not any procedural errors. Everything I have here is per Alabama court rules of procedure, the way that it should be done. And like I said, I tried doing this with the magistrate a month and a half previous to get everything of what all this stuff does in 2 simple sheets of paper and just get me a new attorney, alright, that'll actually do what I want him to do, not throw me under a bus, alright, because they know that I'm gonna freaking shove a hot pepper up Alfred Carter's bunghole, alright, and tear the roof down. Whether I tear the roof down or not is still subject to opinion. But the facts that make the key point here is me having my day in court, all right, in front of a jury of my peers, in front of the community, not being held in secret like they like to do me. Over this last few years, every single court date is at the very end. There's nobody in the room. Or we go into the small courtroom with nobody else. Or we do it on an off day when there's not a normal court day when there's nobody there. Nobody in my community gets to see me talking and react and handle the goings-on in court concerning my cases. And this stopped many years ago when I do represent myself. I'm vocal. I will get up and I will speak. All right, I'm not afraid to speak. And you get people in the back in the pews in the courthouse clapping hands, hallelujah, you tell them, all right? The whole entire community knows Stephen Schiller, Stefan, as the lawyer, all right, that don't back down. He says the truth, he speaks the truth, all right, and he puts it on the table. Well, these people here at this courthouse, they don't like that. They do not like someone that knows what they know, can use what they know against them, and actually fight for themselves the right way, as per court rules. There's not many people in this community. I might literally be the only non-attorney, all right, in Monroeville that can actually go through all these type of paperworks and procedures and know these type of laws off the top of my head and certain like that. I can't recite actual code, verbatim. I'd have to look it up, but I know it's there. I know the essence of it. I know how it works and reacts with the Constitution and the procedure of events in court and Alabama court rules, and all the other stuff that goes about it. I understand poisonous fruits of the tree. I understand profiling. I understand constitutional law more than I do
state law, which I know a lot of state law, but and how it works and what type of prongs you have to meet to be culpable of a certain offense, which these people here, the DA's office, like to go, okay, well, say, for instance, you only did something that's culpable of a Class A misdemeanor. They'll pump it up, they'll inflate it, they will orchestrate it, they will cook it up a little bit, and the next thing you know, you're being charged with a Class B felony, when really the only thing you're culpable of is a Class C misdemeanor, like a shoplifting offense. You know, they want to call it here in Monroeville. Let's say a person, I haven't done this, I just know of a case that went on recently about this. You know, a gentleman goes ahead and he steals something at Walmart, all right? He gets outside the door, security tries to grab a hold of him, and he wrenches away from him and runs across the parking lot, all right? Hops in his car, and his girlfriend takes off. That's straight up shoplifting, all right? You know, they charge this guy strong-armed robbery. And the reason why they call him, they construed it for strong-armed robbery, is because he forcefully wrenched away from the security officer and ran across the